Hi guys, I just saw Venom, and it wasn't very good, but I did kind of like it. As you all know, I love watching garbage and stupid movies like Slender Man and Truth or Dare, and I was laughing so hard throughout this movie that I was drooling. There was a scene at the beginning of this movie that I thought was hilarious. In this scene, evil Elon Musk is talking to a group of children on a field trip, and the kids are all standing around him, and he's talking about how in the future they can live in space. And then one little girl goes to ask a question, and the kids are like, "Shush, you can't ask questions on a school field trip, you idiot." And then Elon Musk is like, "Do not shush her. Let her ask her question." And then he has a speech about people getting their ideas from asking questions. And I'm like, okay, I get it. That's his thing. But then after his little speech, the girl never gets to ask her question. I was laughing so hard. And then he gives her a pin on his coat. And I'm guessing the director forgot the fact in the movie he gives the girl his pin, because in the next shot, he just randomly and magically gets his pin back. The special effects in this movie weren't so great. It felt like they shot an R-rated movie and then cut it up a bunch just to make it PG-13. And that's probably what they did. It was revealed that they cut out like at least 40 minutes of the film, so yeah. I'm not the type of guy that needs blood and violence just to make a film great, but I think having it in this film would have benefited from an R-rating. Like, the movie's literally about a giant monster that bites people's heads off. And there's a part where he bites a guy's head off and he like throws the body behind him, and then it pans down and the body's just gone. Alright, of course, if you've seen my reviews in the past, you would know that I get into spoilers, and I usually talk about the whole film. So if you haven't seen this movie yet, I would recommend clicking off the video now. That is, if you don't want to be spoiled. But if you've seen the movie already, then here we go. So the first act of this movie is kind of slow and it drags a lot of the time until we get to Venom and Eddie Brock, and that's where the movie wants to go. It wants to get to the point where Venom goes into Eddie, and so the way they do that is kind of dumb and doesn't make any sense. So evil Elon Musk is basically trying to have people bond with these symbiotes, cause his dream is to live in outer space and he thinks the symbiotes will help him with that. So Jenny Slate doesn't like that. Evil Elon Musk is kidnapping homeless people and killing them with symbiotes. So she's like, this isn't good, I need someone to help me. So she goes to Eddie Brock, who's basically a washed up journalist at this point, and she doesn't say what she wants him to do. She doesn't tell him what her goal is. She just brings him to a facility, locks him in a room, and then he just takes pictures. Like, she could have done that herself and shown it to the police as proof. Like, there's a lot of things that happen in this movie that doesn't need to happen at all. Like, for instance, the movie focuses on another symbiote that is introduced at the beginning of the movie. Like, a spaceship drops one of the symbiotes in China on accident, so every once in a while it'll cut back to that symbiote thing coming back to America to meet up with evil Elon Musk, take him over, and then shoot up into outer space and do his evil master plan. However, this whole subplot of this symbiote going on this fantastic journey across the world just to get back to where he would have been anyway, so there's no purpose for it. If he didn't jump out of the spaceship at the beginning of the movie, it would have just been the same movie. We would have been in the facility anyway. You would have taken over the guy and that would have been it. Another scene that shouldn't even matter is there's this whole fight scene that they show. Venom is going around kicking ass and being a cool guy. He beats up all these police officers. He kills some people. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's so cool. Wow, I love violence. But then Michelle Williams finds him after he wins the fight, and she's like, "Oh my god, Eddie, you have been inhabited by a monster. I'm so afraid. Let's go to the hospital and fix this." Yeah, that's the conclusion she comes to. She has just witnessed an alien possessing her ex-boyfriend, and she has witnessed the fact that he just beat the shit out of a small army of soldiers, and your solution is to take him to the hospital, even though he is currently still being chased by this group of soldiers. And the thing is, though, every character is fine with this. Even Venom is fine with it, even though he doesn't want to go to the hospital. Shit just happens in this movie. There's a 5-minute motorcycle chase that's in every trailer, and that motorcycle chase is a really, really long scene. Like, annoyingly long. And they don't show it in the trailer, but they have these drones that are chasing Eddie Brock as well, that are sent from evil Elon Musk. And in the movie, he says he wants Eddie Brock to be alive, but at this moment, he is literally trying to blow him up. This movie is absolutely hilarious. And this movie has some pretty genuinely funny lines as well. There are a lot of moments in this movie that were actually pretty funny. Throughout the film, I was laughing both at the jokes and I was laughing at the film itself. It is super goofy. Venom and Eddie have a pretty great relationship as well. When they bonded and when they worked together, it was interesting to watch. When Venom arrives in the movie, he doesn't really explain his goals. He's just trying to keep Eddie Brock alive, and they're going through different scenarios, fighting guys and just trying to survive, but literally at the end of the movie, it was revealed all along that he did have a plan, and he just changed his mind. Originally, his plan was to go with the other symbiote, which is the villain in this movie, shoot a rocket into space, go back to his home planet, bring back more symbiotes back to Earth so they can destroy Earth, I guess. And I bet you're thinking, Jacob, I don't understand. Why did Venom change his mind? Well, I'll tell you. There's a scene when Venom and Eddie just met. He climbs to the top of a skyscraper and looks down at a city, and he says, "Oh wow, I didn't know Earth could be so beautiful. OMG, it looks amazing. I'm going to stay here now." And then there comes a romantic scene where I kid you not, there's a breakup scene between Eddie and Venom as they split with sad piano music in the background and all. And then it becomes a softcore porn flick where Eddie gets inside of a dog that gets inside of Eddie's ex-girlfriend, and in order to get inside of Eddie again, Venom French kisses Eddie with that Gene Simmons tongue of his in order to get back into him during this three-way. Alright. Well, overall, the film wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, and if I had the choice of seeing it again, I probably would. Most of the films I review on here I do not want to see ever again, but for this one, I wouldn't dread checking it out again. I believe I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd, so, you know, I post a lot of reviews on films that I've seen on Letterboxd, so if you want to check it out, I have my profile linked in the description down below if you want to check it out. I post reviews on there for films I haven't reviewed on here.